all those nerds out there.
But Thomas Bryant's jockstrap, get him out of here!
How does that not indicate to you, like, hey, sometimes, like, these prospects are awesome?
Donald, get back! They snatched that chain, boy. Get back! What's all gonna do about it? Popeye snatched that chain. Get back! We want that snack wrap. They got 3 flavors. Y'all got 1. Get back!
Hey everybody, welcome into the Big Factor here on the Big Play Sports Network. Ryan Tyler, Jack O'Rourke, Nick Bonone, Rob Watson. We're brought to you like we are every single day by our great friends at FanDuel. Today is a beautiful Monday, September 29th, 2025. Guys, we are starting on a light note because we can talk about the Browns. We can get sad. We can get depressed. We can talk about the non-future there for our Cleveland Browns. But we're going to wait because our Cleveland Guardians are going to the playoffs, clinching the AL Central nonetheless. Jack, they do it. And what a better way to do it to head to October, a Brian Rocchio walk-off home run. It was already clinched, the AL Central, before the game, but to get that momentum, to end your last regular season like this, capped off the historic 15.5 game comeback, man, the Cleveland Guardians did the improbable.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And there is something to winning the way that you did on Sunday because, yeah, you get to celebrate Saturday after clinching. You had the little hungover battle for the division with the Tigers of who had more propel when they woke up in the morning as whoever's going to take the AL Central crown. But, yeah, even if you win on the tiebreaker or something, if you lose that last game of the year, it's still like you don't have as much fun celebrating. We all know that, even if it was a meaningless game at the end of the day. But this team fights, and they never give up. And you can look so far, Ryan, as to the fact that even after the AL Central division was locked up on Sunday afternoon, Jose Ramirez was out there trying to steal bases in a game that doesn't matter at all. Like, this team is so dialed right now. The culture starts top to bottom, and they're going to go on a fun fucking run here.
You know, it's absolutely crazy to think about. The Guardians did something that nobody has ever done. It's not like one of those things, just a handful of great teams have done. It's something nobody's ever done. The 15.5 games back. Pair that with the fact that all of the in-season drama, which is even worse when you think about it, losing Luis Ortiz, Emmanuel Clase to the gambling.
Ooh.
And then you have a batting lineup that is Jose, Stephen Kwan, up to a point this season at least, and then just a bunch of guys. Pair that with the fact of the pitching has been unbelievable. Just this season has been, I keep using the word historic because it was, but just improbable. Like, I can't even fathom what they did.
No, none of it makes sense. And that's like part of the enjoyment of, like, you could throw the paper out the window. Like the other day, you're in a must-win, dire straits situation. Jonathan Rodriguez, a guy that hits career sub 200, is batting cleanup as the DH and hits a 2-run bomb to give the Guards life in that game, ultimately propel them to a victory. Like, none of this makes sense. So, like, if you're at home watching this and you, like, feel a little bit bad because it's like, oh, I wrote the Guardians off in the middle of the summer and they came all the way back. Like, no, don't feel bad. Everybody wrote this team off for dead, and none of it makes any sense of how they were able to do this.
Yeah, I've got catching straight. I think it was the one person in Cleveland who got made fun of for talking about how good they were at a point in time. But yeah, it's a lot like a kicker, honestly. For some teams that don't have like that guy who's there for 10 years, it's like, okay, you bring in a guy for a couple of weeks, and while he's hot, you just keep trotting him back out there, misses a couple of kicks, you flip him, new guy. That's what we've done with our lineup the whole entire season. They like how positionless the Guardians are and how they train their guys in the minor leagues are so guys can come out and play the corner outfield. They can play the infield. Like, it simply is they just found the best 8 bats they could put besides Jose Ramirez every single day. And yeah, you find your way here somehow. It's ridiculous.
Can you say something about my boy Jonathan Rodriguez out of the cut, bro? He was getting killed all season and he had a huge home run out of nowhere, bro. Like, that's been the story. It seems like out of everyone, like Valera, the other coming up recently with big hits, John Kenzie coming back into the lineup and making appearances, but he had a huge
yesterday.
hit.
Yeah, big
it was big. Like, so I mean, how do you feel about these guys coming in and just timely?
Young boys coming. We say it
yeah,
over and over.
It's I don't know. J-Rod's a weird one. I still never want to see him in the outfield again if the game matters. Like, I don't think you can put him in right field ever again after yesterday. He made a couple of bad Greg Newsome over the shoulder trying to catch up to a ball reads. Like, it got a little bit ugly for J-Rod out there. But no, Rodriguez, like, he hit 30 homers in AAA last year. Like, he has really good power, especially against left-handed pitching, which obviously you saw with the home run on Saturday night. Like, there's always been a solid baseball player in there somewhere. They talked a bit about how he's I think he's now tapping his foot also. So him, Manzardo, and Naylor, like it seems like the big thing has been little foot tap is what has changed their swings around. But yeah, I mean that when you don't have a set right fielder in Major League Baseball, you got to find whoever has the best chance to poke one out of the ballpark. And right now it might be him.
And by the way, like Stephen Foe, manager of the year. I know we talked like voter fatigue and all that stuff, and maybe that does come into play, but like talk about pressing all the right buttons to go to Jonathan Rodriguez in that moment. Like Jonathan Rodriguez stinks out loud. He is not good. He's been so bad all year long, and he clutched up when it matters most. Like that's your manager giving faith to a guy that's not very good, not very talented, and he's able to come through and deliver in a massive moment. Like he's pulled all the right strings throughout this entire comeback, and he should be manager of the year.
Like it literally is like it's just hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby, but somehow the coughing baby just keeps on coughing. Like it's not ready to go yet. It's wild, dude.
What's the Fantastic Four baby's name?
Oh, Franklin,
yes.
Franklin versus Atomic Bomb.
Oh, speaking of Franklin, real quick, how about our buddy who decided to skip out of town, Francisco Lindor, hitting into a double play to end the Mets season? Just another sweet factor on top that once again, Jose Ramirez is the one who won it.
I was about to say, I didn't know we were going college football
Frank
now.
the Tank. Well, guys, listen, one of these is not like the others, and I'm talking about run differential amongst playoff teams. Toronto plus 77, Yankees plus 164, Red Sox plus 110, Detroit plus 67, Seattle plus 72. In the National League, it's the same thing. But for our Cleveland Guardians, the only one in the red, -6 run differential. Not only making the playoffs, but you win the AL Central with a -6 run differential.
Yeah, we have the second lowest batting average of all time of a team to qualify for the playoffs. The lowest ever is the 1906 Chicago White Sox. I don't even know who the friggin' president was when that happened.
Has there been a lower run diff for a division winner?
I don't know about that, but I was going to say, though, is that 1906 White Sox team the only team to ever get into the playoffs with a lower batting average than us? You know what they did?
They won the World Series.
They won the World Series. So, hey, you never know. A bad offense. That's the thing with bad offense, though, is like pitching you can't really fix. If you don't have great pitching, it's tough to just project like, okay, our bullpen arms are going to flip and be dominant out of nowhere, or we're going to find a number 3 starter for the playoffs out of nowhere who can give us 6 good innings a night and keep them below 3 runs. A lineup can switch. That's the thing is like you don't need a lineup to go out and be dominant if they weren't all year long. You just need clutch hitting at the right moments. And yeah, that wasn't always there. Like you had third base and no outs on Saturday night, couldn't push across the run. Like that's very, very ugly, and you cannot do that in the playoffs, or you're only going to be there for 2 days if you do. But a bad lineup, you can find a way in the playoffs.
They need somebody outside of Steven Kwan and Jose Ramirez. I don't know who it's going to be, but they need somebody to step up over the next couple of days. Otherwise, this Tigers
I would say even they need
really
Steven
short.
Kwan to step up in the first place. I think Steven Kwan's in like a 1 for 22 or 23 type of slump right now, and he's in general, again, not Steven Kwan guy at all, but Steven Kwan every single year, his second half stats are night and day from the first half. So if you get him going, it's a big difference.
I like the Valera guy when he plays. I think he could be like the more reliable dude to be the other bat to help get some runs in, bring some protection to Jose out of that 4 or 5 spot wherever.
Yeah, because Valera's been hitting in the 2-hole a lot too against right-handed pitching, and that's been the one spot that really, probably since COVID, has been an issue, is we can't find our number 2 hitter in the batting order. Like, I'm not kidding. We tried to Med Rosario for about 1,000 times in a row. He gets hit into 2,000 double plays until he got moved out of the 2 spot. Then we went to Andres Jimenez and ruined his career by putting him in the 2-hole. He was like a 280 hitter until we put him in the 2-hole. It's a curse. Then this year, they tried to Nolan out in the 2-hole. That didn't work. They tried to Angie out in the 2-hole. That didn't work. Schneemann got the 2-hole for a while. Rocchio got the 2-hole. That's when he stopped hitting. Like, our 2-hole is cursed. No one's been able to hit it in 5 years. Might as well throw Valera out there, and keep Manzo on the 4.
All right, well, we're going to be playing the Motor City Kitties for what feels like the 900th time in the last 3 weeks. But before we dive into that preview, got to tell you about our friends over at Fairway Ford. Let's make some noise for Fairway Ford. Fairway Ford, the biggest Ford truck dealership in the entire state of Ohio. They have the largest selection of Ford F-150s and Super Duty trucks, and they won't be beat on price by any other Ford dealer. Don't let a short drive to Canfield prevent you from saving thousands of dollars in your new dream vehicle. Over 500 vehicles in stock on their lot. Never been a better time to make that short drive. Never been a better time to save thousands. Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, lowest pricing and same hometown level service. Scan that QR code now or go give their website a visit, fairwayfordohio.com. That's fairwayfordohio.com. Game 1 of the American League Wild Card. Detroit in Progressive Field takes on our Cleveland Guardians for, like I said, what feels like the 900th time. Tarek Skubal going for the Detroit Lions. Don't want to talk about them yet. The Detroit Tigers are Cleveland Guardians. Undecided yet. Is that still true?
What I like,
yeah, I believe it's on the side, but it'll be Gavin.
It's
Williams,
gonna be Gavin Williams
based
Tuesday.
off the days of rest. It would make more sense to roll him and then probably Bobby game 2, and game 3 is the only one that's up for discussion in my head.
Ask.
Like that's
who would we hand the ball to?
if you're looking for the days of rest, that's when you would go to Parker Mesk again.
Yikes.
I don't know after his not that I mean he's a rookie. It's hard to tell. He's got a career 2.30 ERA. He's gonna be okay, but I would probably rather go with Joey Cantillo on a normal 4-day rest for that game 3. I like his arm better. I know he hung up a meatball on Saturday night, but I still like him in that spot.
Dude, can the voodoo magic continue against Skubal? That's really the question as we go into this thing. Is the Guardians have had his number in the last 3 big games that these two teams have played, dating back to the playoffs last year, then these 2 pivotal starts that Skubal's messed up to allow Cleveland to get back in this divisional chase. It seems like they've got a voodoo doll of the guy. It seems like every time that he goes out there against a Cleveland team, he is a shell of what he normally is. And he's still really good and he shoves, but you see those moments where there's chinks in the armor, and that's where the Guardians are able to come through with guards ball, and that's been the recipe. Can they do it one more time, though, is the question. I mean, you're going to see this guy 3 times in the last 3 weeks. You've seen him a ton, and I wonder if what happened in the last start where you were able to get after him is a good thing or a bad thing.
Is it
I think it's a bad thing. I think it's a terrible thing because it gets scary of how many times in a row can the worst offense in baseball beat the best pitcher in baseball before it runs out? And like, Skubal has still been really dominant against us at times. Don't get me wrong. He threw the Maddox at Comerica Park earlier this year, totally shut us down. His second to last start against us, he gave up 1 run. Even that last start, he's one not throwing the ball between his legs away from his 3rd A+ start against us of the year. Like we're not world beaters against Tarek Skubal by any means. Like we've gotten lucky a couple of times, and I think you got to hope that continues. But there's momentum back on our side, though, guys. I think that's the big thing to note. I can't even state how big it is we dropped that last game to them. Just mentally, I think for fans and the team, like okay, like we didn't run off 8 in a row against them to get in. Like we dropped 1, we lost 1 over the weekend, and hey, here's another big thing too that I haven't really seen a ton of people talk about yet. With trailing by a run in the bottom of the last, or the top of the last inning, when the Red Sox had, or the Tigers had a chance to pull within a tie because they played ahead of the Guardians, they could have tried to tie for the division. Riley Green, who's arguably their best player, was sitting on the bench, and AJ Hinch kept Parker Meadows in the game. He decided, like, hey, we're okay playing Cleveland. That's basically that's the message I got out of that was, if you're not going to put in your best hitter, you want to play Cleveland, because you would go. If you're trying to not play Cleveland, you put your best hitter in the game, right? That just makes sense. Like, they want to be here. They want to play us. Fuck them. Let's take them.
Because I think they acknowledge that, like, we've kind of gotten really lucky, like you said. Like, when in game 1, are you confident that we win if he comes to the game and he doesn't have a mental error, like throwing the ball through his legs, or a ball that hits some dude in the face at 90 that kind of messes up his mental?
That totally messes mentals, yeah.
I know, but like that's probably not going to happen again.
Most likely not,
those two
yeah.
things, like, that was super rare. So I'm saying, like, without that, you're looking at a game where you could be facing a guy that could shut you out. He could blank you, and then you got to win the next 2. And then even in the other games we won, like the catcher dropping a pretty easy pop fly. Well, not easy, but a play he probably should have made.
Yeah, he'll make that most times.
And other errors in the field that allowed us to get guys around. Like, I get they've had that mental thing going. That's definitely in their head. But I think if Skubal doesn't have those lapses, like, we're gonna really need to buckle down and be perfect everywhere else.
And it's just like, it's such the biggest must-win game 1 of all time. As dumb as that sounds, in a best 2 out of 3 series. And obviously, yeah, there is the element of Tarek Skubal can't go in game 3. Like, you're only going to see him once. But if you find a way to beat them with him on the mound again, it's over. It's done. Yeah. Like, I know you can't literally say that, but you are winning one of the next 2 games. Like, that is when you cut the head off the snake in totality, in finality, past whatever you did to climb back in the regular season. Like, you have to find a way. You don't want to force yourself into a win game 6 and game 7 at home, essentially.
All right, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. I know these are critical games, but your guys' overall thought of how the playoff bracket has looked now that the regular season wraps up. Obviously, we play best of 3 with the Tigers. Winner of that series would then play Seattle. Obviously, they'd have home field advantage there as they clinch the 2 seed. So that means we avoid either the winner of the Red Sox and Yankees or the Blue Jays.
You have to be licking your chops as a Cleveland sports fan right here, because if there's 2 cities...
I was going to ask you guys, I thought that was the best case scenario.
I was going to say, if there are 2 cities that are just as poverty-stricken, unlucky in the playoffs, pending doom and death and collapse, it is Detroit and Seattle. So that is the best possible place you can be in. The Seattle Mariners won 117 games with Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey Jr., and Ichiro Suzuki, and still lost in the first round of the playoffs. Like, if there's an organization you want to run into when things matter, they're right up there with us for teams that you can take down. Like, yeah, they don't have the lineup outside of Cal Raleigh. They got Josh Naylor. Eugenio Suarez hasn't totally been what they thought he would be when they got him at the deadline. They got a great rotation, but sometimes you can dumb things down in life, right? Would you rather play the New York Yankees or the Seattle Mariners? I'd rather play the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, it's just that simple. And I mean, like, yes, they did go out there at the deadline and they made a lot of noise. And Jack, to your point, history tells you sometimes that doesn't make the biggest impact come October. Like, that's great. It definitely helped them get as far as they're at. It helped them avoid playing in this wild card series, unlike us. But there's no saying that Suarez is going to be the same world beater that he was in the regular series. There's no saying that Josh Naylor doesn't cool down. How many times did we see that happen when the Guardians got to October? So you got to take care of business in what's in front of you with Detroit, but I definitely like the side of the bracket that the Guardians wind up on. And really, I wanted to throw this out there as well. MLB playoffs as a whole, I think this is going to be even though I'm of course biased because I'd be singing a much different tune if the Guardians weren't able to get in there this past week. But there's intrigue kind of throughout this entire bracket, including on that National League side. I'm going to be locked into Dodgers Reds. I don't know that that's like the biggest gimme on planet Earth. So I definitely think the MLB got a win, even if it was kind of accidental.
You got so lucky when you get Yankees Red Sox. You couldn't, when that's a possibility for something to be happening. You almost ran into Mets Phillies, short of the Mets deciding that they didn't want to go to the playoffs despite their $10 billion roster. They were like, screw it, I don't want to go. You guys can go. Like, they literally were like, take it seriously.
Is this true? I saw Pete Alonso right after said he's going into free agency, or did I get sent?
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. He declined.
Is that our signing? Are we going to do that?
Like, no way. Take like the amount we hate that the Guardians don't spend, and like how Jimmy Haslam spends with the front office and coaching don't always work for the Browns. Could you imagine if we actually spent money in baseball, like a shit ton of money, and didn't go to the playoffs and fired our man? Like they are like the Browns, but with way more money than everyone else. It's like the wildest thing I've ever watched in my whole entire life. Everyone falls apart when they get there. But yeah, Nick, I think it's gonna be a really fun week of baseball outside of us, and that's what sucks though with Cleveland and Detroit is I'm lucky these games are at 1:30. These games could have been played at 8 a.m. and the MLB wouldn't have given a damn. Like they could have thrown this thing 8 a.m. on the History Channel if they really wanted to. Like the fact that we're released to 1:30 is nice.
I hate it, man. Like it's wasting your breath because you knew when they put out that schedule that there was going to be somebody playing at 1 o'clock. You knew it was going to be us. So I'm not going to waste my breath too much on it. But it is such a sign of disrespect. And I get that they've got so many games that they've got to get on TV somehow, some way. But like, as Major League Baseball's biggest problem is marketing their sport, marketing their superstars, you've got a great storyline brewing with this series, with Cleveland and Detroit, the team that blew a 15.5 game lead in the division to a team that erased it. They're matching up in the first round of the playoffs, and you're going to bury that at 1 o'clock.
And with the Cy Young on the mound.
Like, you're going to completely lose all of the people in that. Like, think about the West Coast. That's going to start at 11 a.m. in the morning. People are going to be in work meetings. People are going to be dropping their kids off at school.
10 in the morning,
It's a catastrophe.
Yeah, that's like the folks that were trying to wake up and watch Minnesota play Pittsburgh this week. I caught absolutely none of that. I saw Carson Wentz threw a pick on the last drive. That's nasty work, bro. That's going to be us next week, too, bro.
So let me ask you guys this, and I'm going to knock on with the statement. I just want to get your guys' general thoughts in the room.
Zero wood.
I'm a little concerned that we won our World Series yesterday. Do you guys have that at all?
Probably. I really think I really think winning the World Series was erasing that 15.5 game deficit.
What do you actually expect out of this? Do you think do you have a championship aspiration in your brain right
But
now?
I will say
what would be disappointing
before Jack answers that. I will say I really thought like in this last series it looked like the Guardsmobile was fresh out of gas. It looked like
That's what I'm saying. Like
they're crawling to the finish line, but they still found a way. Like as dead as they looked, again, they still found a way.
Like realistically, are you expecting anything other than a possible win versus Detroit and then an exit next round?
I mean, man, just looking at the way that the bracket shaped up for us, it makes me a little bit more hopeful, to be honest. Like, I really do. I expect to win the wild card series. Like, I think that should be well and good. I know things went wrong, but if you win the ALCS last year, you have to get back to the playoffs and win a round. I don't care how we got to this point. It went A to Z to B, but hey, you're here. You got to win a series. And then with Seattle, man, like if you're ever going to catch a team in the ALDS on the road that you got a chance against, it probably is going to be them in the next couple of years.
Your
but
way into a near World Series berth right now. Is this
no, because like last year I would have told you I was happy to make the playoffs in the first place. So this year I'm upping it one round to you win the first round. Would love to get back to the ALDS, and then you really you can't pull a blanket over your fans' faces in the offseason again like you did this year. You got to go out and make some serious changes. Go get a center fielder, probably one more arm. Hell, I wouldn't hurt another bat as well.
All right, well, it all starts tomorrow. We'll be talking about that plenty, of course, on tomorrow's episode as we gear up for Guardians Tigers Game 1 of the wild card round. All right, let's take a break. When we get back, we got to talk about whatever the hell that was in Detroit. For our Cleveland Browns, a lot of adjectives we could use to describe that game. I'll ask you guys a few of what you thought when we get back right here on The Big Factor. Hey, everybody. Welcome back into the Big Factor on the Big Play Sports Network, presented by FanDuel. Ryan Tyler, Jack Rourke, Nick Pannone, Rob Watson. Before we dive into whatever that was on Sunday, got to tell you about our friends at Garage Beer. You can always wash it away with Garage Beer. Garage Beer comes in just 2 flavors, classic light lager as well as that classic lime. No frills, no bitterness, no IPAs. It's just beer the way that you want beer to taste, and that's beer-flavored beer. Scan the QR code now, or go give their website a visit, drinkgaragebeer.com, to find local retailers who sell garage beer near you. Again, that's drinkgaragebeer.com. You're going to need a lot of garage beer to forget whatever the hell that was on Sunday, guys. Browns lose 10-34. Detroit Lions improved 3-1. Our Browns dropped to 1-3. A lot of what we saw Week 1, a lot of what we expected from the Cleveland Browns, dropped passes, turnovers, special team mistakes, and just a horrible offense.
You know, I'm giggling to myself a little bit because, like, I'm dumbfounded. And the reason why I'm dumbfounded is because, like, I knew this was going to happen. I told everybody all offseason long, this is going to be a bad team. This is going to be a bad offense. And it is. And yet still, I find ways to have my mind just blown because the defense is so good. And I think that's the thing that sucks so bad is even if you had a bad offense, you'd be in these games because the defense is really good, like for the most part. And obviously the punt return touchdown had a big difference.
Still have a job, right?
He does.
He's here, yeah.
It has a big difference on
serious
franchise. The final score, but like you were in that game. You had a touchdown drive that was moving. 56-yard field goal was nowhere close. That could have cut it to a one-score game.
If Jameson Williams wasn't doing his best Jerry Judy impression,
Jerry Judy's bad.
Jared Goff handed us a pick. Like they didn't play good. Me and my dad, guys, we've been playing a fun game, you know, to like make our way through the games we've watched. So we said we're gonna start taking shots for every Browns touchdown. We started this in week 2. I think we've taken 4 in 3 weeks.
Hey, 1 a week. That's not bad.
I think we've taken
1 a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah, you guys are staying healthy at the Watson household.
Son, you want to drive? No, I can drive.
Hey,
the Ubers around Sagamore Hills are starving.
Watching the Browns games.
Hey, bro. Hey, we just trying trying to make it work, man. I said, oh, we got to start the first drive. I said, oh, we might be getting tore up today. We
Nope.
scored 10 points.
Well, guys, I mean,
They're driving by halftime.
it's the same shit a different week. Browns are really bad. The only promising thing that you see out of this team is rookies contributing. Another good game from Quinchon Judkins. Harold Fannin looks great. I said, is it too early to call him elite after the catch? Isaiah Bond had a pretty good game, one good grab. But then it comes back to Joe Flacco is just very old. When I saw him slide in front of the line of scrimmage with 2 yards to gain, I mean, what are we doing?
I
guys?
hate to say it, man. It's same old Browns. I hate to throw that around because we thought that we moved past that. But same old Browns is you could find your little bright spots. In years past, it was like, well, Josh Gordon's outstanding. This offensive line is really good. If you just had a quarterback. Yeah, Peyton Hillis looks great. Joe Hayden's getting
Terrell
a turnover
Pryor.
every game. Josh Cribbs is giving you a chance. Like
Duke Johnson,
you had
man.
little
Duke.
things to hang your cap on, but the overall product is complete crap. The overall product is complete garbage. Like what they're putting out on the field right now, Browns fans should have little to no reason. They're lucky that this home game is in London,
Yeah,
and then they're
Oh, I
lucky
would
that
be
they
out
go
there.
to Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
Yeah, because
Ooh, we would be
these
out there,
fans,
bro.
like it's when they get back here against the Miami Dolphins, if things are unchanged, Kevin Stefanski maybe left the door ajar to make a change at the quarterback thing, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But like, if things are unchanged by the time the team comes back here, October 19th, that's a good bit away against the Dolphins. The pitchforks are going to be out on everybody. The Boo-Birds are going to be out for everybody.
Let's
It's
be
like
real,
those mice
bro.
and men with Joe Flacco.
Let's start the narrative, bro. Kevin Stefanski, you should never be near an NFL offense again. That's what it is, bro. Joe Flacco, you should never play again. If that pick was actually on you, you're done. I don't want to see it again, ever. I don't care if Tillman ran the wrong route. You said it was you. That was you. Awful.
I mean, how are you throwing that
Yeah,
football
right.
into cover two regardless?
Jerry
That's
Jeudy-
like, ask
Jerry-
Madden.
Jerry
Ask
Jeudy's-
Madden does tell you.
I don't know what Jerry Judy's been on all year. You can't stay on your feet. You're dropping big passes. Fanning, you're out here playing with two left hands. You're letting the ball drop through. I can't start giving excuses for everybody, but Kevin Stefanski, I sat and I thought to myself, bro, I was like, when is the offense ever actually looked good? Since one time when Baker was, a second or third year player? One time. Ever since then, it's been horrendous. It's been mid. Every year it's mid. If we go down, we're like, dang, we can't lose the game because we can't come back, or we're only scoring 17 points a game. That is terrible. It is awful. Why is he still calling the plays?
I mean, we're just airing out our grievances right now. Jerry Judy's just an unserious wide receiver.
he even
Every
a
time
two?
somebody touches the ball in the
Might not be.
backfield that isn't number 10,
Slot
it looks
receiver.
like an awful product.
On Get Up right now, if you guys want a fun caveat to just this entire season and we're really dating all the
DeAndre
way
Carter
back.
needs off this team.
On Get Up, Rex Ryan.
Why
Rex
is he
Ryan
taking a roster spot?
Rex Ryan just called out Shador Sanders, and this quote is like insane. He said, "This kid talks and runs his mouth. Like he said, I can be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You've got the talent to be the quarterback you should be. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback right now." So like you've got this dumpster fire taking place on the field, and then in typical same old Browns fashion, you can't get rid of the stuff outside of the field. You can't keep the main thing. Like, why is Rex Ryan talking about the third string quarterback on Get
What's
Up?
Rex Ryan doing?
Is the
though?
next
He's got
segment?
veneers and a spray tan.
The
Started
next
feeling
segment,
himself.
quarterbacks. Do I have to save this? Do I have to save the Jackson Dart
we
thing?
can jump in,
Do we
do
have
whatever,
to?
dude.
Because all I've heard everyone in the media talking about is how we can't throw Dylan Gabriel out there because it's not fair. Well, was it fucking? Well,
No, we're not on TV.
Was it fair to put Jackson Dart out there against the 3-0 Chargers, who were looking like one of the best teams in the NFL, and he won? He played clean football. They ran a simple game plan. They played to his strengths, and they won the game. And that's an investment. They traded up for Jackson Dart.
Here's the
Dylan
thing,
Gabriel's a third rounder. What
Here's
are we
the thing.
protecting? You just told me he was DTR.
Here's the thing.
It's just-
Jackson Dart, a lot of people thought was going to be pretty good in the National Football League. Dylan Gabriel, there are two guys, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, that thought that he was going to be a good quarterback, and they got to look at him at practice, and they're think about this, guys, like at home, as you're thinking about this game, digesting all the content like we know that you guys do about the Browns, because you're all sickos like us when it comes to this team. the Browns quarterback play right now with Joe Flacco is so bad. That's one thing that everybody can agree on. If it's this bad and they're still this week unwilling to go to Dillon Gabriel, what's that tell you about Dillon Gabriel?
So that's what
why
I don't
did
understand.
we trade
Gabriel?
Pickett then?
Is it Dillon Gabriel is really that bad? And even if he is, okay, look at what you have on the field right now. You're gonna have to find out about.
You
Dillon
might as well
Gabriel
find out.
sometime.
If they all
And
suck, why would we trade Kenny?
Or is it this season? Yes, I understand we're 1-3, but it's a long season. We have to protect ourselves because what are we gonna do when it's week 15 and we've already gone through Dylan and Shador?
Oh, I said that already.
Deshaun comes back on the field.
That's what I've been on that narrative. They're just trying to kick the can down the road. But I mean, like,
hear me out. Crazy thought. I've seen crazier happen. What if Dillon Gabriel's decent?
we might see
Possible.
Zappy play. We might see Zappy play. He just doesn't have to be the worst quarterback in the NFL. Russell Wilson was playing better than Joe Flacco. He had a 400-yard passing game.
I have to,
but he still wasn't getting the job done.
I have to bring that slide from Joe Flacco ahead of the line, behind the line of scrimmage, was the most unserious play I've ever seen.
He can't even hold the ball.
Did you see the pick?
Kevin Stefanski had to have been in his ear and say, "Listen, we can't afford you to get hit because we cannot put one of these kids in the game. I don't care what happens. Do not take a hit."
I mean, he got sacked 3
6
times.
interceptions and what, 2 or 3 lost fumbles?
He got sacked 3 times, 9 quarterback hits. He got hit 12 times. So, like, Kevin,
protect him. It was
blocker
a
out
3rd
there.
and 2. You have a chance to move the chains, and you
don't-
lose yards.
If they
you lose
pick
yards.
a quarterback in the 3rd round that is worse than that they can't coach up in a week to play better than that, then whoever was in on that decision, I can't rock with you, bro.
So you're back off AB.
I'm on AB because the draft was good outside of that, but I heard Kevin likes this kid, and this is the second quarterback I could think of where Kevin likes some quarterback that nobody else liked, and they are possibly putrid, is what I'm starting to hear, bro.
I want to ask you guys, because I mean, you guys are bigger ball knowers than me when it comes to the great NFL sport. What's going on with Dylan Sampson?
I don't think anything's going on with Dylan Sampson. I just think Dylan Sampson is a 5th-round running back who's 5'8", to be honest with you.
Dylan Sampson is not as good as Jerome Ford in pass pro. That's why you see Jerome Ford play. You saw how he hit Aiden Hutchinson on that one. He laid him out, had him a little hurt, bro. Dylan Sampson, if you remember, tried to pick up Roquan Smith on a blitz not too long ago. He got put on his ass, so that's why he's not playing. And Judkins might as well be the 1 through 3 back as soon as he gets in shape because he's doing everything better than every other running back in the room. It's that simple.
All right, let's go back to quarterback. If Dillon Gabriel doesn't start against the Vikings, I don't care if it's in London. What does it matter? Because of the preparation? Because it's his first start? You don't want it to be overseas?
He's got to play football in a different time zone.
Oh,
my God.
Even if they do start him, they'll probably tell him on the airplane on the way over to London. They'll make sure,
Bird will fly in.
yeah, they'll make sure he's the least prepared
I don't
person.
care where he's playing. I don't care. I don't care if this was in Arrowhead on a road in a primetime game. It's time to put Dillon
There's
Gabriel
no
in.
softening up enough of the schedule for how bad this team is. Every game will be a challenge. It's only going to get worse because the team's just going to keep getting more injured and more people are just going to stop caring as much. The defense is going to stop playing as good at some point because they're going to keep seeing this. The locker room's going to get lost if you keep putting Joe Flacco out there. It is unreal. But if they don't start Dillon Gabriel, I think you'll see him in at least the second half. It's going to go start getting earlier and earlier when they got to start making these changes that they're going to say, oh, man, this guy, another 2 picks from Joe Flacco and a lost fumble and a average 4 EPA air yards. And then Jerry Jeudy drops our 1 open pass that we get downfield. And now the Browns are down 30-0 to the Vikings.
We are just such opening drive merchants.
Yeah,
is what the Cleveland Browns are.
Was that our not?
That was our first one this
It
season.
was
I was going to say, we're not even
due.
that.
But
We're
going
not
back to
that
last year,
anymore
that was
either.
like Kevin Stefanski's bread and butter. If he can game plan an opening drive, the Browns could go score a touchdown. And that was always the thing. It's like, we'll never get excited after an opening touchdown because the Browns offense, unless it's totally scripted, is absolute garbage.
So what does that tell you about a play caller?
Yeah, no,
if you
I
don't have
I
your
agree.
cheat sheet to the test, you can't get an A.
I agree.
When you have the answers, you get your first 5 questions right, and then you go 0 for 30 on the next 30. That's not good. That's not good, bro. If I told you that he's gonna force you left, you could probably go get a lefty layup, bro. But what if I said that away? You got to pick if you're gonna try to fake left, go right, fake right, go left, step back, figure it out. He's not that guy, bro. Why? The offensive guru thing, I still get on Twitter and I see people defending this guy, and I don't get it. What does he do that like makes you guys feel this way? What has he done? What has he done other than this 2-time coach of the year, but let's be quite frank, the defense is carried, and then you didn't even coach the playoff game that we won in that game.
I think he's got.
What do you do?
I think he's got to make the change this week, like because the fans,
so
dude,
unserious.
the fans are starting to jump like at record pace. So like
We're averaging 14 points a game, I think.
I mean, he's got
really?
8
14
turnovers.
points.
He's got 8 turnovers in 4 games, and this is an offense
should
and a
be
head
9 or
coach that
10. We got
preaches
saved by a penalty.
ball security. Don't turn the football over, and he's got 8 in 4 games.
Just something to give a spark, even if it fizzles and flames out
Right.
after a first quarter. Just give us something. Like it's madness running out a guy who can't move. And by the way, yeah, if Joe Flacco can sit in there and deliver a ball, guess what? His receivers are dropping it. Let's do something else. Let's put in a quarterback that isn't going to slide on a 3rd and 2 and lose yards. I can't take it anymore.
Jack, we're averaging 14. League average starting this week was 23.
Oh,
points per
okay.
game. So,
So
I mean,
9
if
points
we
ain't
could get
bad.
average, we would be a tough team.
I've
I'm not
accepted
gonna
that the
lie.
Browns are
but-
garbage. Just give us something to show that you want to make a change, even if it fails. Something has to
No,
change.
because they got to
Just
give
a little
us
good. Just how about some effort?
No, they got to give us that change in week 9 because then we'll have a reason to tune in week 9. If they give us the change now and we see Dylan Gabriel sucks too, then we got to string that along because then only you have Shador Sanders left. And if he's not good either, we might figure all that out by week 12. And then what are we going to do for the next 5 weeks of the season?
Deshaun Watson's second contract at this point.
The last time the Browns scored over 20 points was December 2nd, 2024.
Hey, by the way, that wasn't a
That's not
that wasn't a
week
Kevin
17
Stefanski called game. I'll tell you that. You know who was calling those plays? It was Ken Dorsey. Tell me the last time Kevin called a game and got us more than 20 points.
Was he
Someone
call-
figure that one out.
No,
for
Kevin
me.
was.
No,
I thought Dorsey got yanked earlier
When
in the
did
year.
Dorsey take it
He
over?
took
Do you
over
remember?
after Deshaun got hurt, I think. Like
Oh.
right after.
Yeah, because it
Right
made no
after.
fucking sense.
So Jameis played the Ravens, the game that we all
Yep,
were
yep,
at.
yep. Yeah.
It's getting real bleak for Stefanski.
Tell me the last time Kevin put up a
It
20
is getting
point,
hard
bro.
to defend him.
I'm about to look all that. I might have to work on an article today. I want to see what the average is when he's really been calling these plays, bro. I don't know if he's averaging 20 points in all these years as our coach per game as the offensive coordinator. I don't know, or as the play caller.
The preseason.
We
Are
got
we
20 in
counting
preseason?
preseason?
I mean, if,
No, we're not
if that's
counting
a question, that's
preseason. I need
bad.
a re- are you-
Yeah.
I need
Jesus
a regular
Christ.
season.
All right, though. Then the
football
last regular season game that Kevin Stefanski was calling the plays was the Thursday night game against the Jets that you got into the playoffs with Flacco. It was December 28 to December 28,
I was
2023.
an undergrad in college the last time the Kevin Stefanski play called us to a 20 points per game score.
And
Just
that
one
game, we had a
game.
pick 6 too, I think.
Oh, that's yeah. Ronnie Hickman.
I
We
just
won't
truly-
even get into the offense.
Knock
scoring
7
total.
right back
We
off
won't.
that total.
Oh man.
I
Oh,
I
man.
wish it could just be as simple as saying,
Not
and
again.
maybe it is. Just the fact of, and this is exactly what last year was. The offense is just so putrid; it bleeds into every single aspect of the Cleveland Browns.
It does, because if you think about it, and like I'm not trying to take a shot at the defense. Like the defense is awesome, but like it's just zigging when everybody else zags because like the league is telling you the rules are set up for offenses to succeed. It's easier to build a good offense than it is a good defense. And here are the Browns like, we're going to put out the best defense imaginable. Great. And it's not going to matter worth a lick because the league is actively telling you with the way that they're changing rules, we want you to be good offensively. We want points to be scored because
People
that's what
watch
fans
the
want.
games?
That's what equates to ratings. And that's ultimately what
Then
equates
people get out and they say, "Oh well, we outgained them." Did you see that they only needed 3 yards for a touchdown? Did you see
It
the
was a
field
Rams
possession?
game.
Did you see that they scored a special teams touchdown? Why, Bubba Ventrone? Why is he still employed?
I was
Somebody
gonna-
please tell me why he's still employed. What has he done ever? We've been awful on special teams ever since he took over.
I was gonna
Seriously, what has he done? Why does he have a job?
I was gonna say after Notre Dame
like
and
DJ
the
Khaled, what
Browns
does he
the last-
even do?
What does
you
blood
do?
do?
Dude, I always thought that
What does blood do?
getting a kick blocked, like a blocked field goal attempt, was the most just depressing play as a football fan. I'm changing that after the return punt yesterday. Like I think just like the way that he just like effortlessly just like
He jump cut
combed-
past
yeah, just
8
like
people
through like it
and
was
then just
like,
ran past
it was
our
like
punter.
a high school versus a JV team. Like
Who's-
it
who
was like, what
limping.
are we doing?
Can he run after he got his ankle messed up or whatever? Because he tried to run down that guy and it wasn't even close. Bro.
I was honestly glad to see him just step away from the play.
Honestly, yeah, he
That's-
probably,
After Hopkins
probably
2
would have
years ago,
pulled a
too.
hammy or
Yeah.
something.
People
Yeah.
are like, oh, we quit.
We
on
probably
the
would have
play.
extended him after
Well,
if he got hurt though.
that is our punter. I'm not quite sure if we need him showing that much hustle, Nick. It shouldn't be up to him to make the tackle.
But
in
it's,
my
it's
opinion.
also, I mean, Credit to that guy. I don't know if he gets workers' comp or if he gets overtime, but like I think he hit 7 punts or something like that. Like he's putting in the work.
Our long snapper got like decked on that play
Rex.
too. Like,
Rex.
I mean, this is what the Cleveland Browns are. Is the unfortunate reality. Like you hear Dan Campbell, they beat the Browns 34-10, a 24-point differential victory, and he goes in the locker room and says, "We can't play like this," because he knows if they played like they did against good teams, odds are they not only. Like it's close. They probably lose a lot of those games against good teams that capitalize on opportunities. The Browns are continually teams that other teams play to get right, and not the Lions needed to get right moment, but to fix what they thought was bad. The slump buster in some cases, yeah, but for even teams like the Lions, who they know are so much more talented and just such a more well-run organization, they can play like shit and leave with a 24-point
Amon Ra was up till 4 a.m. on 2K. I think he had two touchdowns. Was it 2 or 1? It might have just been 1, but like it doesn't matter. No one respects you.
Nobody respects
you. Was he actually?
And they should.
Yes, they have proof of him up till 4 a.m.
The Browns continually don't give teams reason to respect them. You're going to continue to roll out Joe Flacco after these.
You let them come out there and tell you that you hadn't seen a run game like theirs, and then you let Jahmyr Gibbs get off.
It's the most important position, not only in football. It's the most important position in sports. But we're not going to change it when we know it's broken. So
it's sad, bro. It's sad. Lions defense. It's not a good secondary, I can tell you that. The defensive pass rush, I mean, if we're going to let Corn Lucas on Aiden Hutchinson one-on-one one more time, I think Joe Flacco was going to die. Also, guys, David Njoku, not no lineman. Know that we need to double team Hutchinson, but did David Njoku run any routes last week? I saw him in the game just blocking the entire time. And you got, I can't believe, like, Jerry Jeudy, I thought he woke up, but then you're getting locked up by Kirby Joseph, DJ Reed, and Terrion Arnold. These aren't those guys, bro. That's not Pat Surtain out there, my guy.
You know how, like, rightfully so, no one will ever wear 73 again as a Cleveland Brown? I want them to just, like, get rid of 71, but for the opposite reasoning. Like, I never want to see a left tackle wear 71 for the Cleveland Browns ever again after the last two.
I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. I tweeted this out. I saw at the end of the game, Joel Bitonio was laughing with Joe Flacco. Nothing. This isn't a shot at all at Joel Bitonio. I just said it's the fact of, because he's out there at his age with his health doing the best. But it's the fact that Browns know the realistic goal of that game was to not win ugly, or excuse me, to not lose ugly, and they couldn't even do that. Like these veterans, there's no way they know that what the Browns are putting out there on offense, they stand a chance. They know it. They're going out there to get a paycheck and to not lose ugly, and they can't even not lose ugly. It's that sad.
It's really sad. And if it wasn't like if a Quinshon Judkins suspension had dropped, bro, like this might be like NFL worst offense.
Oh, who's Jerome Ford? Because Judkins has some of the craziest like 3-yard carries ever. Like you could just tell like that if there was anything in front of him, like he could have gone for one.
I showed the stat, like the 1 week, 99% of his yards were after contact. Yeah. Like you see him run into like he had 87 out of 94 yards was after contact. He's running into holes and he's moving the pile 8 yards.
What would Jerome Ford be doing?
You wouldn't be doing that, bro. You saw week 1 versus Cincinnati, and that was the worst defense we've played, and we still only scored like 16 points, I think.
It's just absolutely disgusting. Well, we honestly don't even have time to dive into college football, but that's fine because I don't even want to talk to Browns anymore this week.
Hey, Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
Told you so.
Nick, why don't you tell us all about FanDuel?
Drew
We'll
Aller,
give our Monday Night FanDuel parlay of the day, and we'll try to wash away this disgusting taste in our mouth with the Guardians.
Yeah, that's the way that you do it is you hop on FanDuel because FanDuel's got you ready for the NFL season with an offer you don't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5, get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5. If it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You could build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season, it's here. The only question now is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/bigplay to download the FanDuel app today and get started. You got to be 21 plus and present here in Ohio. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit is required. Bonuses are issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, Jack, we went deep in our bag for this Monday Night Football parlay. So
Hey.
Got in the Duffy. Here we go, guys. A little doubleheader of Monday Night Football action tonight, starting off with Troy Franklin going for a little over 15, or player to record a 15-yard reception tonight. So got to make a catch of at least 15 yards. Bo Nix, by air, by land, by sea, by Ergo if we need it. Who knows? Bo Nix, 225 total yards today, all passing and rushing yards combined. Ali Oxenfree all the way into the green. Ollie Gordon, the second anytime touchdown scorer tonight for the Dolphins. And last but not least, in that Dolphins-Jets AFC East affair going down in South Beach, we're going with the all-total points over 36.5. Once again, Troy Franklin to record a 15-yard reception. Bo Nix, 225 yards passing plus rushing. Ollie Gordon, anytime touchdown. Last but not least, at over 36.5 in Dolphins-Jets. And we'll hit you tomorrow with some Guards ball.
All right, guys, we are out of time. Go Guardians.
That's it. Don't even say nothing about the other team.
Does anybody have anything they have to get off their chest on this Monday before we move in advance to London?
Tarek, make sure you check in when you get here.
All right. Appreciate everybody tuning into the Big Factor. We'll be back tomorrow, same people, same time. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Monday. Go Guardians. Try to forget about what that was on Sunday. We're all in this together. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, same people, same time. Until then, see you later.